let people know about interesting stuff that I'm doing, assuming it's interesting. Pie for All, thanks for linking that. Alright, everybody's in. So this is Final Destination, or what I'm calling it. And if you know anything about Smash Brothers, you can probably tell that I'm trying to rip off, you know, that map. By making this a space-themed one, you know, just on a big glass platform out in the middle of space. There's different phases and vignettes in the backdrop, and we'll see those as the game goes along. But otherwise, it's standard Reflex. You buy stuff, you shoot people, you don't die, or you do. And, you know, you take it from there. Hilger managed to spawn in the middle of the map. That is...
The battle begins.
Huh. Alright, well... that is weird. Anyway, this is, what the hell? There's two of him. Okay. This map is very new. I finished it, finished it. I put it out last night, so there seem to be a couple of bugs. I have absolutely no idea how there are two versions of Hilger. That is insane. I don't have any idea what that means. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. Hopefully it won't break the game, if we're lucky. Jesus. Okay, anyway, back to the Reflex. This is the pistol round, you know. The idea with this map is actually that the backdrop, despite hopefully being kind of cool looking, is actually kind of distracting. So, you know, you have the blue comets going by, but they kind of look a bit like these pistol shots, so it makes it a bit harder to, you know, to dogfight effectively until you get used to it. And with the vignettes changing in the background, it can also be somewhat distracting. So here we go, like, here's phase 2 with the dying sun coming by.
Buried alive.
And the comets stop. Mills is getting trucked. It's Radiant. What are they doing? Oh, Crit Whale. Yeah, he's anyway. Blaze goes down. It's Hilger, the real Hilger, not the fake one that spawned in the center of the map and then died. Takes him out. Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath a little bit. I will get a little bit back into this in a second. Alright. So it's down to 2v2. Hilger bites the dust. Crit Whale's got a lot of HP, but Pizza LOL and Salmonella do not. However, they made a pretty good team last time, so maybe they'll be able to pull this one out as well. Despite, of course, in the pistol round not having a lot to work with. This is one of the times where you can most make use of these indicators. You can see that Radiant was actually completely out of dashes right there, making them pretty vulnerable if the Dire had managed to go in, whereas Salmonella is saving both of his dashes so that he can close the distance as needed. Unfortunately, he's picked up Last Man Standing. He might be able to do this. Noya is actually one hit away from going down. Oh, and yeah, that's it. It's just him versus Crit Whale, and Crit Whale doesn't have a lot of confidence. He's better than he thinks he is, as, yeah, manages to do it. He doesn't have a lot of confidence, though. He's not he's better than he thinks he is. But yeah, it's good. Anyway, so this guy seems to be dead. It doesn't seem to have affected the game, which is good. I can't say for certain that my code is super robust against extra dead players, but as long as it keeps working, I'm just going to ignore the dead horse in the middle. Anyway, we can look at that. Yeah, last round, okay, Crit Whale did 2,000 damage, Salmonella 2,640, so he was absolutely carrying the Radiant side there, which is quite nice for him. Oh yeah, sorry, anybody who just came in, thanks, especially if you came from Waga, the basics of this is that it's a team deathmatch, going to 8 rounds, which you can see up top here, it's 1-0 right now, and the idea is just generally to kill the other people before they kill you. You don't respawn during the round. It's over once you're dead. And between rounds, you use your gold and ability points in order to buy abilities and items and upgrade them in order to, you know, develop a kit as the game goes along that either complements your team, or complements your play style, or counters the enemy team based on what they pick up. Noya takes Blaze out as the backdrop of that, kind of black hole nebula thing or whatever runs by. Hotshot manages to dodge that long shot, which looks like the Magnus Shockwave. And early on, the idea is generally just to be a good shot. As the time goes on... Oh, he didn't dodge that one. As time goes on, it's more important to pick up abilities and items that effectively, counter the enemies. Alright, Salmonella is 1v... was 1v3. Oh my god. There we go. Hildra with the triple kill. So, jeez. Am I losing my train of thought? Anyway, so yes, this is between the rounds now. Radiant has 2-0, so they've picked up less ability points to spend, whereas the Dire have more to spend, and hopefully they can use that in order to, come back and take a few rounds off the Radiant and start building together as a team and fighting well. There's plenty of abilities and items. You buy them out of the shop between rounds, and yeah, hopefully get used to a certain play style. I prefer to go close range and dogfight a lot, whereas others will prefer to pick up long range abilities and shoot from far away. It can actually work very well to do both. I like to go close, whereas one of my friends will play back and use a meteor cannon to shoot long range shots while I tie people up and make sure that they're not aware of him doing that. Causing him to land a lot more shots and stay safe as long as I'm protecting him. Blaze going in trying to finish off Hildra here, but is unable to as Hildra drops down a flame sword, which creates these danger indicators. The green means that it's safe for Radiant and dangerous for Dire, whereas the red would be safe for Dire and dangerous for Radiant. When you play the game, it's just like Dota, whereas if you're on Dire, then green will be safe for you and red will be dangerous always. Noya is by himself here and has got to manage to take out 4 people. It's basically an impossible task for the guy this early in the game, and he gets taken down by a power shot. And so there you have it. Dire absolutely run away with that round. No small part due to the fact that the extra ability points allowed him to come back and keep things going. That's one of the things, is there's a lot of kind of anti-snowball measures in this game, both in the ability to counterpick people, but also in the idea that by giving out more ability points to the losers of each round, they're able to better stabilize their builds and find a good equilibrium. So at the start, we can see Blaze has picked up a meteor cannon, goes for the shot, but is unable to connect with anybody. You have to charge it up. The longer you charge it, the faster it goes, the more damage it deals. So it's quite potent, and can be an incredible nuisance if you can't charge in and take out the person shooting them. So he's sitting off in the back and firing them in here, and one of these is going to connect soon. Almost that one. And it can do massive AoE damage, so they've got to be very careful. And if Dire is willing to take advantage of his meteor cannon and play safe while tying people up, they can really make some stuff happen, assuming he starts connecting with them. Mill's quite low here. Salmonella seems to have singled him out for killing, but Hotshot goes down to Hildra, somewhere on the other side of the map. Ooh, that meteor almost connected as well. Let's see. Salmonella takes out Mill with a well-placed pistol shot. Another one connects with Hildra as he's actually in trouble now, caught between a rock and a hard place with Noya's shotgun and the flame sword from Hildra painting the ground with fire. He's quite low now, and he's got to be careful, whereas Blaze, who's been sitting back and shooting meteor cannons, is full now. Chases down Hildra and uses his spirit orbs to try and kill him, whereas Pizza LOL manages to finish the job. Blaze still with full HP, or very nearly so, and he's going to make the best use of this, I think, by switching it up and chasing after people, using his HP advantage to his advantage, and giving Salmonella and Pizza LOL a break. Crit Whale goes down, leaving Noya with last man standing, and he's really got to make this count and get at least one kill here, I think, while the timer runs, or he's going to just bite it. Nothing he can do as he runs down. He gets run down by spirit orbs. Mortra Gaming, the other map that you may not have seen, has structures to hide behind. This map is specifically made to be completely open and planar. Partially because I'm, borrowing from Smash Brothers, where Final Destination is just, you know, a flat surface, but also because, you know, I don't know, to me it made more sense in space. But the other maps all have platforms and high ground, vision choke points and things like that, that do make for a different play style. For example, on this map, there's almost no point in picking up the flare ability because there's never any vision issues. Power Shot is weaker because the vision you get from it, Meteor connects with Crit Whale there, takes a good bit of damage from that. So the Power Shot, which normally gives vision on this map, is a bit weaker, and so you can see that I don't think too many people, if anyone, have gone it. Okay, there's actually 3 on the board. It's still good damage, but it doesn't give you any extra vision to work with. Blaze still sitting off and spamming out those meteor cannon shots without taking any damage. But that's leaving the rest of his team, which without Hotshot in, just the 2 of them have to manage to basically take on 4 people at once in order to give him the space to do that. Salmonella is doing the best he can, but he's only got 100 HP, and he gets taken down 2v1 there. Pizza LOL and Blaze are the only ones left, as Pizza LOL is trying to take out Hilger and manages to do so by chasing him down. Blaze is now up against 3 people up top here, but they're quite low. He might be able to pull this off. Pizza LOL comes in and manages to pistol shot and drop Mill, and now it's a 2v2. Crit Whale's picked up Scaredy Cat, a passive ability that causes you to gain HP and a movement speed when somebody in your team dies. Pizza LOL's got a triple kill here. Is he going to make it 4? However, Crit Whale has last man standing now, a damage buff indicated by this icon up here. He's got about 8 seconds left on it, and if he can connect with anybody, he's going to kill them. He's got 900 health that they've got to work through. It's just Blaze and Pizza now versus Crit Whale. Excuse me. Blaze goes down. Pizza LOL is the only one left. Manages to barely dodge that shot. And oh my god, barely dodges the power shot as well. But Crit Whale still has more in the tank and manages to take him down. Well played there by everybody involved. And Crit Whale really does some excellent work. And yeah, 2,800 damage last round, though. Hilger also did 2,600. Pulling a lot of weight here. Hotshot, unfortunately, this may be an early game for him. He doesn't know that you can upgrade your items and stuff like that. It's not the easiest thing in the world if you're not used to it, especially if you're playing against people who do know what they're doing. It can be quite challenging. Tire Fury, I have another mod called Dota Dash, which it's possible you saw something from. Nigma did an excellent video that really showed off a lot of that, which was on D2 Modden. Hotshot may have given up. That's unfortunate. No, just AFK. It was on D2 Modden, and it was a race based on Mario Kart. I have not ported that to Source 2 because of control issues. I actually think I might have a solution to that, so I might try and put that in place. I have a few other game mode ideas that I've been working through, but nothing specific. Where, you know, Reflex is my baby right now. It's the main one I work on. So this right here, this is an energy drain field. Green, of course, means that it's safe for Radiant, was placed by them, and Dire, if they're standing in it, are going to lose a lot of their mana regen, causing them to have some trouble. Salmonella here has almost no HP to work with, but manages to stay alive for a bit longer. And that's 4v1 now, as Crit Whale again has to handle everything for his team, it seems. But they're quite low. One shot takes out Blaze. He might be able to do this. If he lands just like a power shot here, but he's got to cancel Pizza LOL's Scaredy Cat where he's gaining HP. Salmonella takes another shot. He's going to go down. It's a 1v1 with Crit Whale versus Pizza LOL here. But Pizza LOL is healing, and Crit Whale has no way to heal unless he can cancel this off of Pizza LOL. I frequently recommend, if you have power shot, that you quick shoot it to do 1 damage, or about 1 damage to the person, and use that to cancel his Scaredy Cat, because while this started off as a fight that could easily have been won by Crit Whale with a 1 well-placed shot, it is now extremely difficult because he was unable to cancel that heal. And there he goes. Ivor Robotnik, there is an outstanding lag issue where lag tends to compound lag. So if you start off with a little bit higher ping on any custom game right now in Source 2, then it's possible for you to spike to, 1,000 or multiple thousands. And unfortunately, I don't have a solution for that. I've taken packet captures, full logs, lots of data entries and things like that in order to try and figure out what's going on. Oh, wow! Meteor hits both Noya and Crit Whale. What a shot by Blaze. But yeah, the lag issue unfortunately means that if you have lag issues on a server, it's just not going to work out that well. And this is mostly prevalent in high entity, high unit games right now. Like Enfos unfortunately has this issue. So when you get a lot of units on screen, it just the game just lags. Valve have been alerted on this. I assume they know what's going on, and are hopefully working towards fixing it. I don't expect them to put out the real release until they have major issues like that fixed. Because I believe right now my status shows you as 250-ish ping. Oh, wow. Nice shot. Mill goes down to that meteor cannon from afar. But yeah, I have your ping as fairly low, but then it spikes and things go bad. And that's unfortunate. Hilger gets hit by the Crippler and knocked into the Spirit Balls of Pizza LOL by Salmonella's Blast Cannon shot. Blaze is staying off the side. He's got a Meteor Cannon. It splits everybody neatly. Salmonella runs in, manages to connect with Hilger, but gets absolutely obliterated for it. And not the best move he could have made there, I don't think. It's just Blaze and Pizza LOL now versus 3. With Noya going up against Blaze over here, both of them with Spirit Balls trying to chase each other. They're going to trade pretty evenly if they get too close with those. But Pizza LOL goes down, and now it's Blaze versus the world with 3 players left and last man standing that he's working on. If he can connect well while it's up, he may be able to take 1 or 2 of these guys out and make it a more even fight, but it is quite hard for him to pull it off, and he gets taken down by a power shot. Yeah, unfortunately here, a lot of this is made harder by Hotshot having a ton of lag. It's tough, and one of the things about the Lobby Explorer is that when you host a game, you can specify your regions, so it sounds like people hosting on US East might not be the greatest place for him to play, and that's unfortunate, because the ping isn't that bad. It's definitely something I think on Valve's end. I've got like a 90 megabit upstream pipe. It's pretty sure it's not me. But if, I don't know, if he's European or something like that, then somebody hosting there can put down their region as EU West, EU East, Russia, what have you, and hopefully he can look for those and find games that are going to probably give him a better experience. Mill gets hit by a Crippler, and he's just going to get destroyed. There's no hope here. I don't know why. He's charging in real deep, with not a lot to protect himself. Get away from that. Blaze winds up the Meteor Cannon, but isn't able to connect with anybody. Noya and Hilger both have Scaredy Cat going from Mill's death and are back to full health, which is helping them to keep this thing going here. That was very near miss on Hilger with the Meteor Cannon, as everybody's kind of playing back and waiting things out. Playing safe is going quite well for the Radiant, as everybody's... Oh, another connection. Noya takes a Meteor Cannon as well, as Hilger takes a Deafening Blast shot down here in the bottom. With the Radiant having a lot of Scaredy Cat levels, it actually is beneficial for them to try and stay away from people when they get low until somebody on their team dies. It's not exactly the most... Oh, no, it takes another Meteor Cannon shot. It's not the most team-oriented way to play, to, hope that your teammates die so that you can heal a bit, but it's effective. Hilger goes down to Blaze charging in, but he takes a lot of damage for his efforts. Hotshot goes down, and Pizza LOL picks up his Scaredy Cat himself. Noya is now the last man standing against 3. Let's see what he can do with this. Pizza LOL again has picked up his Scaredy Cat and is healing quite well. Is unable to cancel it. As Noya takes 2 Blast Cannon shots and is unable to get out of the way of any of them. Blaze takes a triple kill and runs away with that round. It's now again 4-4, nice and even, despite the fact that Hotshot's having trouble with his lag. So Radiant or Dire's really putting in good effort. Yeah, this is basically just an experiment. I thought it'd be cool as, you know, more of a concept than anything. I originally was hoping to do a complete tournament, you know, with prizes and multiple teams, but at the end I had a bunch of people drop out and there was no real way to salvage it except to turn it into just a show match with whoever could participate. But yeah, this map, it's just meant to be, you know, fun. The other maps are similar too. The original map that we played on earlier is the map. It's the balance map. It's the one that, you know, the tournament would have been played on had we been able to hold it. Because it does best balance the aspects of vision and distance and everything else. What you can see is picked up a Howler. This is a high-level item that, you know, shoots off Illuminate Blast accompanied by wolves. Knocking out Hotshot. Hilger gets hit by a crippler there and takes a lot of damage. The meteor cannon comes in and hits 3 people. Absolutely fantastic. Radiant really needs to think about how they're going to handle Blaze sitting back with this meteor cannon, because when those connect, it's absolutely brutal. They really, really need to figure out what they're going to do. Whether that be, you know, focus more on defense than they have, or if they need to, they're really going to have to try and chase down Blaze and stop him from being able to do that. There are items that really facilitate that, like picking up a Sunstrike Barrage allows them to drop Sunstrikes on him wherever he tries to shoot a meteor cannon, making it very hard for him to put out those big shots like he's doing now. You can also see that they've picked up things like phase shifts, which allows them to get out of the way and makes it a bit easier on them. At the same time, it's not like they're losing too many rounds here, so they may not be that worried about it. Pizza LOL goes in, tries to finish off Hilger, but is unable to do so. And it's just him and Blaze left, with Blaze pretty much full health, but not providing too much in the way of distraction for the Radiant, as they're mostly trying to finish off Pizza LOL, and they do, leaving Blaze in a 1v3 situation that he's, you know, may have some trouble handling. He goes quite low, and there he goes. He had borrowed time ready to go and wasn't able to, or forgot to use it in order to heal back some health. Radiant did a good job there of managing to split after that initial meteor cannon really knocked them out. It's fantastic, yeah. Alright, let's see what everybody's picking up. On the Dire, we've got a Mega Flare coming out for Hotshot. Hopefully he'll be able to use it. We've got a Crippler on Salmonella. He's been using that a bit. Not too much picked up there recently. But we do have these Howlers coming out on the Radiant, so they're going to cause for a lot of area denial, area damage potentially, and just make it a lot harder for Dire to really sit back unmolested. Mill is gone again. Pizza LL just charges in and takes him down. He's not having the best of times here. He may need to reevaluate his build, or it's possible he just has some lag. It's very... Oh, man! 2 hit by that extremely long meteor cannon shot. Absolutely perfect by Blaze, and it really gives them over here a nice chance to continue this dogfight with victory. Noya and Hilger on the back end, and unable to really get the edge now on Pizza LOL and Salmonella due to those meteor shots coming in. And Hilger goes down to the Wisp Balls. Noya's picked up his Scaredy Cat, and if he can avoid taking damage, he's going to heal up quite a lot, but there he gets hit by Salmonella's shot, and unfortunately that's going to take away his heal. And he's quite low now. Blaze comes in with the Cogs and manages to kill Noya as he Force-staffs out of them, and attempts to. Crit Whale hits a good Abaddon ult and is able to steal back some HP, but let's see if he can make use of this borrowed time here. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. Blaze is just running away with this. He's been absolutely on point the last couple of rounds, and his total damage is now almost higher than Crit Whale's. We can see he's actually picking up some Soul Booster, bringing his health, mana, and mana regen up to make him tankier and better able to handle when he dives in on people with Spirit Orbs up. Yeah, GXZ Star, I actually thought about having it so that if you dash off the edge, you take some damage and, you know, get brought back on, but I didn't have time for that extra... Oh my god, Mill is dead in 4 seconds or something at the start of this round. That is not ideal. Crit Whale gets his Scaredy Cat canceled as Blaze picks up Vengeance due to Hotshot's death. Tries to make the best of it, but it's run out, and now he's in a 2v1 situation, taking a good bit of damage. Whereas over here, we can see that Hilger is getting obliterated by Pizza LOL and Salmonella teaming up on him, but does manage to get off a Flame Sword charge shot on Pizza LOL before going down. So it's just Crit Whale and Noya now versus the 3 main Dire players. This is going to be tough to come out with Salmonella still having a ton of HP. But Crit Whale is also quite high. It might be able to get some good damage here before anything bad starts to happen. As Noya is unfortunately getting chased down by 2 people on Dire. And he is extremely low. There he goes. Blaze manages to finish it off. Comes in with a pistol shot and takes him out. Crit Whale's picked up Last Man Standing, giving him a damage bonus to work with. Oh god! He gets death. Oh my god. Blast Cannon shots push him into the Meteor Cannon. That is unfortunate. Not what you want to happen, but getting stuck in a corner is never good. Crit Whale's lost his Last Man Standing, but might be able to take Pizza LOL as kind of a... Oh, he wasn't able to take him out. That's unfortunate. It's now 6-5 for Dire, and they seem to be on a tear here for a bit. Radiant's going to need to step it up in order to get to 8 faster. Let's look at the damage in the last round. Crit Whale again, doing a lot of work. Mill, no damage at all. He is not having the greatest round. He may be lagging or having issues. In fact, one of the main issues for him is probably the idea that he hasn't gotten any items or abilities that have upgraded his HP, energy, or energy regen, making it very difficult for him to stand up to too much. Whereas Salmonella, for instance, has 2200 HP to work with at the start of a round. Mill still has the default 1000. And that's making it quite hard for him to stay alive long enough to get anything done. Hilger takes another shot from the Meteor Cannon, is down to 240 HP. He could easily be the first to go down on Radiant if Mill isn't careful, but no, Salmonella manages to take him out with a pistol shot. And that's going to give Hilger the Scaredy Cat heal, so he may be able to parlay that death into a good bit of extra life for himself. Hotshot's taken out, unfortunately. We know he's not having the greatest time with ping issues. But this is giving a vengeance buff to his team that they're trying to capitalize on as best they can, hopefully. Crit Whale's off down here pretty much by himself, trying to do the best he can, but yeah, Hilger's actually managed to come back and pick up a lot of HP just from the Scaredy Cat off of Mill's death. So maybe that's their strategy, have Mill sacrifice himself and use the on-death buffs to push their way to victory. That said, Hilger is getting taken down now by Salmonella, although he gets the cross kill before going down. And that means that it's Noya with Last Man Standing versus Blaze and Pizza LOL here. He's got a lot of work to do, but he may be able to pull it off. Oh, he gets hit by that Meteor Cannon, though. That's not gonna help him all too much. Pizza LOL tries to use borrowed time in order to absorb some damage from Noya, but Noya doesn't take the bait. Noya, it seems like, is just getting run over. He's not able to turn and get too many shots off. And Last Man Standing has run out for him, so this doesn't look too great. He drops the Howler down, giving himself some area denial, as nobody's going to want to follow him into the area that covers because of the damage it could do. The Meteor comes through and is almost enough to finish it off. Sorry, I'm losing control of my camera. He's putting up a valiant effort, but does go down at the end of that. Dire takes it. He's up now 7-5. So this is match point. If they take it, it's over. 8-5, but with luck, Radiant will be able to take this round. Hilger, I'm glad you were able to, you know, find the best way to make the best of your situation. Yes, being a Vengeance and Scaredy Cat trigger is actually quite useful for your team. See, there we go. Sunstrike's picked up, and Blaze takes 2 right at the start in order to drop that Meteor Cannon. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of counters. And obviously, none of that's obvious. There's another one hits him. Now that's going to be obvious to anybody, and it takes a good bit of playing and maybe some, you know, looking at all the things to figure out. But it works, and that's kind of the idea, is that if the Meteors are really getting to you, hopefully you can pick something up that makes them a lot easier to deal with. Hilger, however, has gone down already, as has Hotshot, proccing the Scaredy Cat's Vengeance abilities that everybody needs. Yep, Hilger says he's figured out what to do, and that's the idea. That really is the idea. I hope that people start to figure out, like, if all these Vengeance and Scaredy Cats were getting people down, there's an ability called Magnetic Orb that allows you to steal people's buffs. So, for example, if they go and kill Hilger, say Crit Whale picked up that ability, he could then shoot it, actually Salmonella has it, he could shoot it at Salmonella and steal his buffs, giving himself the Scaredy Cat and Vengeance Aura to work with. And it's quite powerful, but it's all about knowing the counters and how to best make use of things. We're down to a 2v2 here as Noya and Crit Whale are going up against Salmonella and Pizza LOL. It just looks like this is Radiant's round. Unfortunately, I got a bit distracted there and missed Blaze's death. Not very good at this yet. So I apologize for my extremely amateur camera control and casting. Pizza LOL takes a shot from Crit Whale at almost absolute maximum range on the pistol. Salmonella's picked up Last Man Standing. He's going to try and make the best of it. He's probably got to kill at least one of these guys if he's going to hope to take this 2v1. But he's only got about 6 seconds left to make use of it. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to pull anything off. Yep, Last Man Standing is out. And he is on the back foot. With luck, he'll be able to pull something off here, but it is quite difficult. And he's got to watch out for these Howler Blasts that are going to come in and cover a lot of the area. Deafening Blast from him does hit Noya, but Crit Whale comes in and counters with a Shotgun Blast, leaving Salmonella with 30 HP and nowhere to go. Power Shot misses, and yeah, a lot of area denial from these Howler Blasts. And he dodges right into it! Taken down. 6-7, Radiant's coming back. Still match point, still anybody's game, but if Dire takes this, they still win. Hilger, we can see, is actually picked up the blue Sunstrike Barrage, which is level 3. That's going to let him drop more and more of these on Blaze, or whomever he feels like. And as I said, it's quite good. It's going to make it so that Blaze has to cancel a lot of his meteors or anything else. Parry, what happens when they run out of time? There's 3.5 minutes per round. If you run out of time, which requires a good bit of stalling, as you can see, none of these have actually run out. If you run out of time, then the round goes to whoever has the most players alive. If they have the same number alive, then it goes to whichever team has the highest cumulative HP percentage value. So, it's a little harder to explain. It just doesn't happen that much, but it's the closest thing I could do to come up with a fair solution to it that doesn't put in too many poor incentives. Salmonella is diving pretty deep with Pizza LOL. Blaze sitting back trying to, well, figure out the abilities. Or no, never mind, that's Hotshot's Wall of Pain here. Blaze is going to take a couple of... Yeah, this Sunstrike is really ruining his life, and it's an excellent pickup from Radiant, really trying to help make their lives a lot better. Unfortunately, Mill's already gone down. Salmonella actually there used his Magnetic Orb to steal Noya's debuffs that he picked up from Mill's death. And a Meteor Cannon shot hits Noya and Crit Whale, bringing them both quite low, as Noya also takes Deafening Blast to the face, but Hilger manages to connect to the Flame Sword on Salmonella, pushing him back. Pizza LOL jumps into those Sunstrikes with Borrowed Time going and manages to steal back a lot of HP, which is great because he was quite low while diving in on people. Salmonella connects on Hilger with it, and he manages to phase shift both a Deafening Blast shot and a Meteor Cannon. Unfortunately, Noya goes down, and Salmonella misses his Magnetic Orb, attempting to steal away Crit Whale Scaredy Cat to get the heal. Blaze walks away from the Sunstrike, but he knows he's got to be careful. When he starts charging this up, he needs to be careful. Pizza LOL hits his Borrowed Time too early and is unable to absorb the Sunstrike damage and goes down. Blaze picks up his Vengeance Aura and sits back trying to launch the Meteor Cannons and just barely misses Crit Whale and Hilger, who manages to phase shift everything out. Unfortunately, with Hotshot's lag, this is mostly Blaze and Salmonella versus Crit Whale and Hilger here, as a lot of Borrowed Times are going off, but nobody seems to really be managing to absorb too much with it. Blaze goes for the Meteor Cannon shot, but is a little bit off target there. He's got to look out for those Sunstrikes coming in. He's quite low here. This could be challenging for him. He stands in one and manages to get hit by it. Dives away, and he is gone. Hotshot and Salmonella are all that's left. Or Hotshot is unfortunately unable to do too much here. Salmonella on his Rubik is using Scaredy Cat to the best of his abilities. In fact, using Hotshot as a body shield to try and handle stuff. One of the unfortunate things about having a kind of a dead weight player is that if they don't kill him, Salmonella's not going to get last man standing. In fact, it goes to Hilger now, making this a lot harder round for him to handle. It's possible I could put in some kind of check to handle that, but it's just tricky. It's obviously best to assume everybody's, you know, in the game and handling things that way. There is less than 30 seconds left in the round, so if Hilger is unable to kill either of these players, then he will lose the round by virtue of the fact that there are 2 alive on Dire and only 1 on Radiant. So the game will end here if he cannot kill Salmonella or Hotshot. He does! He actually kills Salmonella, and now when the round times out, because he has barely more HP than Hotshot in terms of percentage, he actually takes the round. And again, we're going to a 15th and final round where it can be either team's victory. I mean, that is incredible. That was some pretty spectacular play by Hilger, although Salmonella probably could have backed off and tried to stay alive at the end there. But here we go. Last round, and everybody's picking up their final items. We see some haste grenades coming out, which just gives everybody in your team haste. It's actually quite good at handling Crippler, which slows you down, but doesn't prevent you from hasting. Blaze hits Noya, started off with a Meteor Cannon. That's not great for Radiant, as they get off to a bad start already. Blaze uses Phase Shift in order to dodge the Sunstrike shots that are coming in at him. And the Howlers are really not doing a lot of work here, unfortunately. Pizza LOL goes in and is trying to take on 3 guys with Salmonella helping him out. They're really corralling him, despite it being a 2v4 effectively over here. I'm a bit shocked, to say the least. Meteor Cannon comes in, but is unable to connect on anybody, as I can hear the Sunstrikes going off, but Blaze is now in quite a dip to dodging them. And Crit Whale, he manages to borrow time right there at the end and avoid taking damage, but he is extremely low, and Blaze comes in with a pistol shot to finish him off. That's 1 down. Radiant's going to need to turn this around quite quickly if they're going to hope to actually take this. Pizza LOL does walk into a Sunstrike and is quite low. He takes another Sunstrike. He's down to 130 health, and he's going to walk into another one. No, he turned just in time. He is not having the best time over here. Unable to dodge these Sunstrikes, it seems. Mills actually managed to survive, and he borrowed Time's Deafening Blast Cannon shot and picks up a lot of HP. Pizza LOL's managed to pick up some HP from borrowed timing, I think, a Sunstrike, and it's getting pretty frenetic up here as Noya actually gets knocked out of the cogs and then back into them, taking double damage from them, and he goes down. Mill looks to be next, and it's all up to Hilger. Hilger is 1v3 with last man standing, and he's got to take on everybody in order to end this game for his side. 10 seconds remain is all that's left for him. Borrowed Time manages to steal some HP back, but he's not making a lot out of the last man standing buff he's got. He's pushed through the cogs and takes extra damage. Drops some Sunstrikes trying to give himself some space, but Blaze manages to borrow time it, and that's it. Dire is going to take this game. Really spectacular play by everybody. Hotshot, thanks for playing. Sorry the lag was too much for you. I know you did the best you could. Everybody else, that was pretty great. Yeah, right, cool. Whew. Alright,